What up, y'all? Y'all tuned in for Too Young for Marriage. I'm Roe.
And I'm Jaz.
And this is episode 3.
Okay, so our topic is basically for the singles and for people who are single but in a relationship.
Right. So what does that mean to be single and in a relationship?
Well, it basically means like there are many people who are in relationships and they don't even know why they're in the relationship. Maybe it's been time has led them to be with that person so long, and maybe they've just woke up and they're with somebody they don't want to be with. And it basically is for people who are in unhealthy relationships, and you might as well be single. You feel single, you feel lonely. That's what it is.
So it's pretty much, I guess, one person putting in all the work and the effort but not getting anything in return.
Basically.
Okay.
Basically.
That's cool.
So first we'll get started and we'll talk about singles. Singles like dollar bills, cigarettes. So for the single people, I would say as a woman, before I met you, single life was cool. I was hanging out with my friends, girls trip, blah, 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 having fun. And then I'd see people in relationships. Or I'd see people on, social media who were getting married or getting engaged. And some girls were even having babies, probably didn't even know who the baby daddy was. But because they had somebody and I didn't, I felt like, ugh, this sucks. So I was ready to be in a relationship.
All right.
Is it the same for men when men are single?
Pretty much. I mean, it depends on the guy.
Mm-hmm.
You got some guys who can be a player for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm.
And you got some guys who settle down. But I don't really think like seeing other girls in relationships make men want to get into relationships. It's pretty much the same.
So, okay, let's say if a man is ready for a wife and they're ready to settle down.
All right.
What are some things that a man may look for in a wife? What would you say are some things?
And once again, it just depends on the guy. Depends on what man it is. But for me, I wrote down about 5 things that I think men look for when we're looking for a wife. First, it's going to be looks. Looks are everything. Not really, but I mean, looks, that's the first thing that draws you to a person. That initial attraction is everything. So, God gave everybody a different set of eyes, so
it's somebody for everybody.
It's somebody for everybody.
God is forming that person.
So just be patient. Don't force, don't rush it. Don't just get with a guy because it's convenient or he worked with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so looks is the first one. Number 2, respect for yourself. I think it's a beautiful thing when a girl respects herself. She carries herself a certain way. If you being you, that's cool. If you're trying to be somebody else, then no, that's bad.
Right, because insecurity shine through every
Right.
time. Every time, I promise.
Right, so
Like every time. But if that's what you do, there's somebody for everybody. So maybe
still watch the video.
guy.
You can still watch the video. I ain't saying exit out the video, but just be yourself and don't try to be somebody else. Number 3 is confidence.
Yeah.
Okay, so no definition needed for that one. 4th is ambition. You definitely want a girl who, I guess, wants to go somewhere in life. We went to school in Tuskegee. It's a real small town, and I can't tell you, like, I've talked to some people there who would just live there for the rest of their life. And it's like, yeah, I can't be with you. The last one, like I said, these are mine. Fit, and this is in no order, but fit, belief in God.
That's number 1 in my book.
Yeah, that's number 1 if I was to put them in order, but they're not in order. But
If you're waiting on your Boaz, that's number 1. If a man loves God more than he loves you, he could potentially be the one. Nobody has time. Don't get me started. Keep going.
But yeah, once you get married, there are a lot of things you're going to do in life. And if y'all both have different, views on certain things, such as like raising your kids or building a household or just the family order, it's going to always be some kind of issue somewhere there.
Or this person is psycho,
Yeah,
and
it's
you
like,
have a little bit more sense, and it's like, why am I with you? You crazy.
Yeah, and that could be attractive as well. I used to always see Jaz in church. That's attractive, but
And we also wanted to talk about people who are in relationships and they almost don't. Sometimes they don't realize why. And I'd say if you're constantly, I feel like when I was in the last relationship I was in, actual relationship I was in, it was too many signs. And you have to heed. You have to be cautious about people that you are with, because anything could happen. A kid could pop out, and now you're not stuck with that person, but you have to deal with that person. And so, say for women, we have to get ourselves in order first. We have to know ourselves, know what we want, so that we can know who we want. We all have a type.
Yeah, right.
I still have a type, and I'm married. And some women, they like tall, they like short, they like bulky, or whatever. You have a type. Whether you know it or not, you have a type. And so I would say, when you're in relationships with people, sometimes you're stuck in those relationships because you have a child by them, or because you've been with them so long, you're thinking I might as well, or sometimes it's even women who their self-esteem is low and they feel like they can't find anybody else, or won't be able to find someone who cares enough about them. And that's a lie. That's the lie. That's a lie that society tells you. That's a lie that it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Please trust and believe. It's a lie. What I would say, signs that you can see, that you may often see in these type of relationships are you constantly arguing about whatever stupid stuff all day, every day? Are you always arguing? And even if you're right in the argument, that other person will still think you're wrong regardless. Who is trying to argue all day, every day? Protect your peace. I don't have time for that. We don't argue, for real. We get on each other's nerves, but we don't argue.
Let me read the second one. Does he play the victim role? Or does she play the victim role?
Oh, you don't understand. I was raised like this. This is my life.
Ain't nobody ever teach me how to do that.
Oh, I never had a father. Or my mama wasn't this or that. And it's like, we can express those things, but we have to realize that those flaws are within ourselves, and they create.
I didn't drive to the club last night.
And they create character flaws.
She was ready to go.
You need to fix your character flaws. You need to fix your character flaws, because if you don't fix yours, you won't be able to find the good in a man. You're going to say, oh, everybody has good in them. Yes, everybody has good in them, but not everybody is for you. Not everybody is worth being with you. The next one would be, does an argument disappear out of nowhere and y'all just sort of sweep it under the rug? I mean, you have to talk about things. Communication is key in a relationship.
Okay.
It's just like you'll get into an argument about something and y'all are mad at each other. Y'all go to sleep angry, and the next day it's like it never happened. Like, we're not children.
Right.
We are adults. And if we have an issue in this house or in our relationship or between us, don't let that animosity float around, that negative energy. Solve it. If they're a type of person who can't deal with confrontation and they're a child, you need to move on, boo.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody got time to raise no grown men.
Or no grown
women. You right. You right.
Right.
Go ahead and read the next one.
What's the next one? The next one is, does he lie or she lie or go around the truth often just not to tell you something to avoid an argument? Oh yeah, so if you say, where were you last night? And they say, oh man, I was just out. The fellas just cool, just chilling, we was just chilling. But I don't really give you descriptive details on what we were actually doing, because
or I ask you where you're going.
You're gonna snap, yeah.
Or if I ask you where you're going and you are saying, I don't know, or you just ignore me, because I've seen it happen with people. How do you ignore somebody? That's why.
Last question. Do you feel stuck and know that you're worth more, but you don't think you can leave?
That's a scary.
I don't think any guy feels like that. Well, no, you never know, because there are some like abusive relationships with women as primary and victim. Yes, but yeah, I don't think most guys think like that. But guys, if you do feel stuck and you know you're worth more, there are so many women to choose from. I don't want to say choose, because choose sounds like you Like they just standing in line waiting.
Like that, like he's being but
yeah,
it is what it is. But that's, I mean, some men aren't. They really are looking for a wife and they have to choose a wife.
Yeah.
And I say for women, like, don't you ever feel like, basically like you're stuck with a man because of his background, his past, maybe because you feel like he wouldn't be able to handle, you know, you leaving, or he might harm you or harm himself, or, you know, or because you don't feel like you're good enough. Those are all lies. Like, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have a happy life. There are men who love women with children already. I know a girl now who's in the choir with me and she's getting married and her husband takes good care of her, or fiance, and she has a child by, you know, from her last relationship. So it's like, stop believing those lies. Either get help if the person is, you know, a little bit nutty, and find happiness, seek happiness for yourself because you deserve it. And that's it, I guess. Tune in next. We'll talk more about it in our next episode, in episode 4, because we can't tell y'all what it is. But tune in to our next episode. It was good talking to y'all today. We hope something helped.
Yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
No Facebook.
Yeah, it'll all be in the description below, so y'all can go ahead and follow us.
And like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah, please.
You fake if you don't share, boo,
right.
And I will know who you are.
Right. Now watch when I get famous, y'all going, oh, they're gonna be sharing.
Bye, you guys, and we'll see y'all next week. Tune in next Tuesday.
Peace.